Welcome to a slice of Japan. Because for 20 points in autumn of Series 37, you can go ahead and grab yourself the Toyota Camry from 2023. I wish we had the older version, but this will do too. So from stock, this thing has 301 brake horsepower and a whopping 267 foot-pounds of torque, whilst weighing 3,575 pounds, because this thing is indeed very, very hefty. And to be fair, in black, it does look pretty evil at the front, kind of okay from the side, and, well, kind of mediocre at the back as well. Although I've got to admit, I do like the rear wing. Going to the inside, dials are a little bit on the dim side, which I didn't think they were that dim on the actual model, but maybe that's just a Forza thing. And then going to the right, we've got ourselves a touch screen with a bunch of different dials and controls each side of it. That has a warning light in the middle, and that's about it. And now let's go ahead and take a listen to that Camry. So here we are now over at the upgrade shop, and the first thing we're doing is jumping straight to conversion to see what we have for this thing, and a button which we'll come back to in just a little bit. So going to engine swaps, we of course have the stock powertrain. We have got ourselves a 8.4 litre V10 out of a Dodge Viper. We have got ourselves the racing 3 litre inline-6 turbo. We have got the 7.7 litre V12 and a racing 7.2 litre V8. So honestly, a lot of really good engine choices. Over to a drivetrain, we've got the option to take this thing from front wheel drive to a rear wheel, and of course all wheel as well, which we'll be doing in just a bit. And if you're not a fan of the stock engine being naturally aspirated, you can change that by throwing in either a supercharger or twin turbos. However, now's the point I'm pretty sure you've all been waiting for. It is the wide body for this thing, which has been made by a Battle Aero, and to be honest, doesn't look too bad. Doesn't really change much. I think it honestly just changes the fenders and that's about it. But hey, at least we've got some level of customization now. As for aero and appearance, going to the front, we of course have just got ourselves some Forza Aero for the front, which is a little bit disappointing. And going to the back, we do have a Battle Aero sort of like, I guess, a rear ducktail. I don't know why, but this kind of just reminds me of the old school Lexus from, I believe, Forza Horizon 2, the 4-door from that game. We also have the option for the, you know, ever famous, ever loved, I think, Forza wing, and we've also got the option to take the wing off the back entirely. However, for now, our resident mechanic Mac is back once again with a brand new A-Class tune for us, which has just changed on me. But here is the share code. Let's go ahead and bring that up on the screen. There's a whole bunch of numbers. Feel free to go ahead and type those in and download the tune for yourself, and we're going to go ahead and do that about now. So with those upgrades, we are now at £2,700 and just a shade over 400 brake horsepower at the top of A-Class. Let's go ahead and install them. Okay, so here we are now over in the paint shop. Going to advanced, we actually do have some options this time. Paint group number 1, we have got the option just to paint the main body of the car. And what's paint group number 2? Is it maybe the top bit? And oh, indeed it actually is. That's cool. Okay, so we can go ahead and, you know, make the bottom half of the car green, and we can make the other bit, I guess, maybe a pale purple. In the meantime, we do have 2 manufacturer colors for this. We've got a black and a white and black, which honestly, I kind of prefer this to just having it all black. So at least a lot of the accent parts of this car now actually stand out some more. So the Camry seems to be a pretty popular car, just not in the UK, because, well, I've only ever seen one in my entire lifetime. However, if I ever get the chance to go out to the USA and find one of these, then I might actually get a chance to probably, hopefully, make a video on the real-life counterparts of this car. But I believe the closest we have over here would have been the, I guess, mid-2000s Toyota Avensis. In the meantime, we're trying out a new racetrack today, so let's see how it goes. And away we go! We're up against 11 other cars with a brand new tune, a brand new track, and I don't even know where I'm going. All I know is we're getting overtaken by quite a fair few at the moment, so we've got to really hope that this car can claw its way back. I believe, as far as I know, it is still front-wheel drive and has, well, as you saw earlier, over 400 brake horsepower, and apparently it's got quite the turning capability as well. In the meantime, fun fact, the TRD part of the Camry TRD's name stands for Toyota's Racing Development, or Toyota's Racing Department, I believe. If you wanted one of these, you were going to have to be pretty speedy indeed, or at least good at the used car market, because there are only 6,100 TRDs made, and they cost around $33,000 US. For all my friends in the UK, the conversion should hopefully be up on screen now. In the meantime, we are currently 43% through the race. We're currently in 5th, which means through the next set of really twisty turns, we've got to try and make up 5 places, but this thing is not having it so far. It's the only trouble with front-wheel drive cars in Forza Horizon 5. I nearly said Horizon 4 because I was playing that earlier, but front-wheel drive cars in this game do seem to be really understeery unless you know exactly how to drive them, which is tricky to say the least, but at the same time it's also kind of what makes it fun. Use me coming through, that's 4th place for me. Okay, very sharp left, note made, oh dear. So at 94%, we're coming up to the line. There's no way I'm able to gain on the others. This thing is a little on the understeer side, and it's a track that I don't even know where it goes half the time. But that is us across the line. It would have been absolutely fantastic to have a first in this place, but we ended up with a 4th instead and a time of 2 minutes 50. Something tells me I should have stayed with my other racetrack. Well, that was interesting. Anyway, now we're back over at the upgrade shop once again. We're going to jump straight back to finding some tuning setups and force it to load hopefully a little quicker. And you'll see at the top, we've got Camry did what? That kind of reminds me of a song called Oh No, He Said What by Nothing But Thieves. Honestly, one of my favourite songs right now. Let's go ahead and haul up the share code for that one. Here it is. Feel free to go ahead and download that as well, a bit like I'm going to do here. So with this set of upgrades, we're now at just a shade over £3,000 with nearly 1,280 brake horsepower. This thing is going to be insane. Well, this is going to be awkward. Apparently this is a drag tune. I go out of the edge of the festival and it is raining like a fury. This is going to get interesting really quickly. Well, let's go ahead and see if we can get anything anyway. Even in the, well, actually we did. Even in the rain, we've still got just a tiny little bit of a demon wheelie. I know this thing can wheelie like sheer crazy, but the weather is just not on our side right now. In the meantime, here we are now over at the edge of the drag strip. Let's go ahead and just get ourselves lined up properly. And you know what I said about those rear taillights at the start of this video? They kind of remind me a little bit of the most recent Ford Fiesta. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get ourselves on some launch control, and away we go with the Camry. Again, 1,200 and something brake horsepower. Imagine a 2,000 brake horsepower Camry, that'd be insane. With just a shade over £3,000 in weight, to the edge of the camera at 198, and off the end of the drag strip at roughly around 223, and 0 brakes. The old favourite ritual is back. And so now it's our turn to have a little bit of fun with this thing, and you know, of course, we have got to throw on the wide body on this thing just because we can. And for engine swaps, I'm really tempted to put the 7.7 litre V12 in. So that's what we're going to do. We're also going to make this thing twin turbo, and we're going to make it all-wheel drive. And you know what, to complete the look, we're going to put the Battle Aero wing on the back as well. Well, I say wing, it's more of a ducktail. I'm sorry, you can put 295s on the front of this. What can you do for the back? Is it 295s as well, or is it more than that? Nope, it's 295s front and back. That is insane. So with a few of my upgrades applied, we're now at £3,275 with 1,307 brake horsepower out of a 7.7 litre V12, you know, powered Camry. This thing shouldn't exist. And now the fun part, I've got to go ahead and tune this thing so it hopefully actually survives the trip down the motorway. I'll be right back. In the meantime, before we go any further, here is this week's Forzathon shop, and it's surprisingly cheap as well. We've got the Mercedes-Benz GT4 from 2018, we have got ourselves a sundress over here, we have got some, what's that, Holoma flats? Yeah, okay, cool. We've also got the Audi RS6, we've got the Karaoke Emote, the Horizon Super Wheelspin and the regular Horizon Wheelspin as well. And now, out to the motorway. Okay, we got pretty close last time we tried this. Let's go ahead and see, we'll try and load in and see if we've parked close to the motorway grate again. I really hope that we're actually parked on it this time, and I kind of like how this is becoming a regular thing on the Friday videos. Let's go ahead and see how close are we this time. Are we there? No, we're really not. Just going to go ahead and reverse a little bit. You saw nothing. Okay, here we are now over at the edge of the motorway. Let's go ahead and get ourselves on some launch control. And away we go. This thing is, honestly, the stats of it look insane. And if it matches up to how it looks on paper, this thing is going to be, it's just, I don't know. I don't have words for this thing. It's stupid, but it's fun. And any second, out of the speed zone we go at 262.04. This thing is, I think, honestly, Toyota's answer to the Nissan Altima drivers. This thing, it's stupid. You can see from the bottom right, it's doing 270, and there's still more to give. This is insane. And hopefully, through the camera, 270.76, going downhill, 272, 273. Do we get 274? No, not really, but 273 out of a Toyota Camry. What is this thing? And before anyone gets smart in the comments, yes, I know it's a car. However, this car still has one more thing to do, and that is a little bit of drifting. So let's go ahead and take it up to our favourite little drift zone, rip the handbrake out of this thing, and go ahead and see what we get with 1,000 brake horsepower. and honestly, just an insane Camry. Out the edge of here at 39,180 and just a slight clunk on the wall. Don't worry, the ball's mostly okay. And now it is time for round 2, going back the other way, over 39,000 to beat. We've got a really good slide going on. Do we get close to 39k? We do, just under 38,196. And so that is this video on the 2023 Toyota Camry TRD. This thing is honestly insane. It's 20 points, it'll take you roughly about half an hour to get, and I heavily recommend that you pick up one of these for yourself. It is dumb, it is just insane, I love it. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I'll go ahead and see you all in the next one. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that cool stuff. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Tech out. See ya. Now, where's my 01 Corolla?